Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And it is Wednesday, a beautiful Wednesday morning. It is. You stepped into the hottest spot in town. And yes, it is Sunshine's Corner. And I want to invite you in to sit back, relax, and let's talk about some things. We want to talk about, we're going to give our recap on the election 2024. Yes. And I have my good friend, Pastor Marcel Davis. He's going to be in with me today so we can talk about some things and where you are. I want to invite you to be a part of it. Take the number down so you can call in at 850-432-7768. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a little disappointed. Mm-hmm. And I'm a lot disappointed.
Be honest, yes.
But I still know that God has a plan.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I believe that He allows things so that we can see certain things so that we'll know what we need to do.
You know, good morning, everyone. But to just tell you the truth, it reminds me of in the 80s when me and a group went over to Mobile to introduce Jesse Jackson.
Right.
And the thing he told in the speech was, no matter what, keep hope alive.
Come on.
And he told us we had a choice and a chance. Some people made their choice.
That's right.
Now, what are your chances?
Oh, I like that.
You know, so you really have to think about that. And, you know, there's some things that we've got to start to do to prepare ourselves for the next 2 years and the next 4 years.
Yes.
And the deal is we can't just sit around in a mope and say, oh, look who's got. No, we got to start preparing ourselves.
That's right.
And educating ourselves to it. So, you know, I know a lot of people woke up sick. And my daughter was her first time voting.
I woke up a little heavy.
Yeah, and she, matter of fact, we have the television. She moved the television out of the room so I couldn't watch it all night long. But I'll say to everybody out there today is that we've got to keep hope alive.
Exactly.
And when I say keep hope alive, Jesse also said in his speech that there was a giant and there was a little shepherd boy.
Come on. Oh.
Okay?
I'm here. I'm with you.
What are you going to do? Are you going to pick up your rocks?
That's right.
Or are you just going to lay down and just say, no, you still have a voice. And as long as you have a voice, you have a chance to make a choice and to change some things. So when we you know, as we recap what happened last night, nobody really factored in that 25% of your African American males was going to vote for Donald Trump.
25%.
25%. 25%. And I don't want to get too statistics because I'm still looking at them. But if we look, we left 1 million young adults from, I think the age is like 35 to 18 that did not vote. Okay? So, you know, we've got to go. That's a large amount of people. Okay? Then we had two valuable issues to really work on social justice with Amendment number 3.
Yes.
To work on women's reproductive health with Amendment number 4. And we missed that.
We sure did.
Because I think that we spent, even though if a national campaign doesn't start to spend money, we should have money already raised.
Exactly.
Because the local politics are all local to be able to handle what needs to be handled on a local issue. And then, if I can say, the Democratic Party here and committee needs to go on a retreat and needs to come together.
Yep.
We had 900 parties all over town.
Yep.
We've got to bring that together, and sometimes we have to reorganize to look at leadership.
Got to sit back.
That's right. Because
look at this again.
One of the things that Trump campaign people did, they gave you a cadence.
Yep.
They said the same thing over and over again.
They planted it.
They planted it, and so the Democrats have got to have a unity message. So I remember when we were working on trying to restore rights for returning citizens. Okay. The one thing that I pushed in the workshop in Atlanta, like we've got to have a central message that's centrally focused that everybody can understand.
Absolutely, I agree.
We can't leave here with all these different messages because you know. So we've got to come together. I'm just talking about the local.
Of course,
to have a central message.
I'm
to have a cadence. That we're together, because the deal is we hadn't really turned out a winnable candidate. And so we've even got to be selective of who we allow to run, you know, under the Democratic Party. So we can spend the next 2 years mad and fighting.
Right. Quit that.
Okay. or we can come together and educate ourselves.
That's right.
And say, this is our strategy to win.
I agree with you that I'm with you 150% when we need to sit down, reevaluate, and put this together. I'll say this, and when you were saying this, one message he has blown away since day one was what? What's that cap say?
Oh, make America great again.
Okay, everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
But we got to come up with the same type
Right.
that we can stick. And I'll say this too. You can upset it with me if you like. Take the I out of the equation. Let's do this together.
Right. Let's do it together.
Let's make this work together.
Right.
Because you see, we were already separated. So why don't we come together even more so to make sure we get our message across? And there's something else I want to also reiterate is the fact that when you are campaigning, you got to hit every area you got.
Every area.
You can't just put it on one piece.
Right.
You got to talk to everybody.
Everybody.
So that everybody will hear what it is that you're bringing to the table.
Right. So, you know, and I'll give you an example of that. So, Teniata Broughton won her election last night. But what some people don't know, that Teniata Broughton and I had a brawl on Facebook one time. Real big. But then I made it my point to have a conversation with her. We developed a relationship.
See?
Then the strategy that we used this time was so silent. Everybody was trying to get us to get out there, but I said, sometimes people will point at you and don't understand, but let your silence be your message. Okay?
Move in silence.
State what you've done and leave it alone. Don't try to fix all personalities. So the reason why I brought that up, because we could have been mad at each other for the next 20 years.
Could have, but what you do, you chose to fix it and repair that.
And then made some things happen.
Exactly.
Helped her to win her first term on the city council, now a second.
Exactly.
But see, that's another thing that we have to stop doing. Why are we going to be mad at each other forever? Now, one of the greatest politicians in Escambia County, Willie Jr., told me, let them blow up the bridge. We just gonna draw it up because we might need to cross it.
Exactly.
You know, so that stuck with me.
Go.
That stuck with me forever. Because Willie said people get so mad they blow. He said because the deal is they're still my constituents if they're mad at me.
That's right.
Okay. Now I'm gonna let them be, but when we get a chance, we'll come together and have that conversation.
I didn't have the chance to really work with him when I first got here. Then the tragedy happened. Right. I had only had the chance to talk to him maybe 2 times.
Right. And the deal is not only was Willie good at communicating. He was. I never forget. We had got these botany 500 suits. Well, I thought I was in it. And this lady called and she said, I need to talk to Willie Jr. because my doghouse is floating down the road. And this was in Evanwood. So I said, Willie, there's a lady on the phone. She said her doghouse. And so before I started preaching, he used to call me Reverend. He said, Reverend, let's go. So I was like, where are we going?
Get
so
the
they say,
doghouse.
well, we gonna go in this water. And I was like, man, I've waited all my life to get a botany 500 suits. But we went and got. But he worked his constituents, even those who were mad at him. So if we look at another thing that the GOP and the Republicans do, they can work together. No matter how it is, we get so that we start building these walls up.
Yeah.
Oh, we got this going on. We've got to stop that. And like sometimes it's time. The Navy used to call it a safety stand down. We have a safety stand. What's your problem?
Exactly.
Here's my problem. Well, let's see what we can fix it.
Right.
Because the bigger picture is to motivate our voters to get out and vote. How did we not vote higher in the Democratic Party in Escambia County?
Exactly.
Well, how did we not vote higher in the state of Florida? Because the mere fact is that where was our organization? Where is our cadence? How did we make it happen? So,
and if I'm not mistaken, all the Democrats lost.
It took a shellacking. If you look, Darrell Parks, they did a little gerrymandering in the state in Gaston County, Leon County, which Leon County, heavy. Gaston County, heavy. We lost that. He took a shellacking.
Right.
And it was just, they raised $2 million for this campaign.
How many?
$2 million for this campaign. So when you look at that, somebody has to say, we didn't have a message.
Right.
We didn't have a message. Now let's go back and look at nationally. Biden should have never gotten the race. Okay, you got to lay a little blame on. We're glad that he wanted to save democracy, but he should have never gotten the race. So it made it kind of hard for Kamala to take those few months to really present.
She only
who
had
she was.
just a few months.
Okay, she could raise the money, but she only had just a few months to really raise that money. So when we look at nationally, that issue, and then I think that when you're just new like that, every state should have been a swing state. Pump some money into Florida. Pump some money into there. Pump some money into this because you had it. So all the inundation with the commercials all in those swing states could have been used like really to help get a ground game going.
Exactly.
So any politician that's watching right now, this is free advice to you. If you don't have a ground game, if you don't have a ground, you can talk about Michelle Salzman if you want to, but she gonna knock on those doors 4 times. Okay, if you don't have a ground game and the GOTV get out to vote, it's not gonna be hard, especially with Florida having 2 weeks worth of early voting. You've got to be ready the moment early voting starts to have your ground game in place to start getting those votes, getting those. And the deal is, you don't have to have a big to do. Get your surrogates to be silent, to talk to people one-on-one. Let's look at your ballot.
Yeah.
Turn your own ballot in because we don't ballot harvest.
That's right.
Let's look at your ballot. Do you understand this?
That's right.
Okay? And you don't have to necessarily vote this way, but I want to make sure that you understand so you can make an informed decision.
No doubt. And I tell you, everybody, we're talking about the results of what we found out from yesterday and the outcome. But we are going to be prepared to deal with it. Right. We are going to make sure that we are ready to take this on and make sure that we don't give up the fight.
Right.
You know? So I ask of you today, what are your thoughts? 850-432-7768. 850-432-7768. You can call or text. Pastor Marcel Davis in with me. He's making lots of points. I'll tell you, I want to thank you for all the calls that you came in last night and helped us out with all that information that you brought. Because we had a great panel here with us. And the fact of it is, we're trying to just encourage people at the last moment to get that last vote in, because that's the way it does. And I'm really, I got to dig deep in this myself to see that 25% that voted for. Hold on, we're gonna go to break and come back to that.
Right,
we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about these numbers and the people that I had spoken with who had said that they were, but they were across the, across the fence. But we want to find out where you are today, right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
At Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, we believe every child should have a safe place to grow. That's why we work with you and the community to build not just a house, but a home.
She worked very hard to get this house. I really appreciate that because, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here right now.
When you help build a home, you build a future. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner on this midweek. I tell you, we are motivating each other today. That's why I had Pastor Marcel Davis to come in. We got to motivate each other. Because right now we cannot fall down and think that we can't get back up.
We can't.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we're talking about the election. And please, just sit there. You don't have to just say, I want to hear what you got to say. But we were talking about just how this all came out with the fact that 25% of our men went out there and voted, but they did not vote for Vice President Harris. But let's talk about with the metro areas and all of that.
Okay, so when you look at the metro areas, like you look at Atlanta Metro and you look from Atlanta to Savannah to Columbus, they did not come out. They did come out, but they came out for another candidate. that was that male vote. When you look in, George Wallace said one time that you have Alabama right in the center of Pennsylvania. Okay, so when you look at, they didn't come out on in the Philly area and different areas like that, but that center vote came out heavy. So when you look at all the metropolitan areas there, if you go back and compare the numbers, you'll see where Biden had this 10 points. But then what happened to 10 points? Why was it 20 points? Because that African-American male vote made a difference. When you look at Wisconsin, when you look at Michigan, when you look at those states, you'll see that it made a huge difference. It made a huge difference. So when people say, not only that, so you take 25% of your elected, you didn't vote 100% of your African-American Democrats. So that's a big drop in there. So you did have an increase with different male segments for Trump, but you had such a decrease on that. So now let's look local. We've got to stop letting national people come in and put the template that they use elsewhere somewhere else. Here. This panhandle is different. Okay,
very different.
African Americans are a lot more conservative. You know, and so the deal is, like, sometimes when people work campaigns, they think they're good at it, but their approach is lackadaisical. They're not really doing the work. They're saying, here I am, I got the T-shirt, but you're not grinding.
Right.
When I worked for different initiatives, couldn't sleep. 3 o'clock in the morning, I would just be finished putting out signs everywhere.
Right.
You don't see that. So there needs to be a shift. There needs to be a re-education. Just because you've done it, where's your results?
Exactly.
And Escambia County has got to stop not having any results, and that's why they don't spend money here. We've got to be able to push our electorate out, even if we don't win. So go back to, God, I'm telling my age, go back to when Clinton Gore was running, okay? So we went to Mississippi, and the guy told me, he said, Bill Clinton will never be president. Well, Bill Clinton did become president. So what we did in Escambia County was, we knew we couldn't win, but we had a large turnout, which helped the state.
Exactly.
So when you look at sometimes local, I don't want you coming here with your bus and your van talking. I want you to come here to work.
Come to work and do something with it.
So when we would go to different areas in the state, when we were doing an initiative, No on 3, when we went there, when we got off the plane, you got a sandwich and some water, and you went door knock. You got on the phone. So I don't need you coming around just saying, show me a tactic, show me a different way to reach my voters in my local area so we can be successful and you can see my numbers turn. So now, I'll be honest with you, this one group I was working with, they was going to fire me. And look, they called me to the room and they let me know they was going to fire me. So they said, well, what do you have in your case? So I said, I have my cards, you know, because this was for text and stuff like that. I said, I have my cards so you could text. It wasn't before text. I take it back. It was just like, we didn't have the database to get the information.
Did you have a beeper?
We had vans and all this other stuff. So, you know, I could look at it and tell that they had this look on my face. So I said, well, here's my thing. So I had like 1,500 things. So the people here had really helped me to get these things filled out. So they come back. The day they were supposed to fire me, they had to say at the luncheon, well, we want to recognize Marcel Davis because he's got 15 who's filled out that we can contact. We got emails, we got telephone numbers and everything like that. So
that's what it takes.
So the deal is, it takes work. So I want to encourage people that take on these positions in the campaign to work it. They're paying you that money to work it, okay? And like sometimes you can't sleep. Sometimes you have to answer the phone calls. You have to explain. You've got to just make a relationship, because I was looking at my old...
And when you said phone call, we got a phone call. Hold on. Let's see what we got on this phone call over here that's waiting patiently. Good morning.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sonshine. Happy birthday to you. You know, I had to call in and wish the queen of media, queen of entertainment, a happy, happy birthday. Even though it may be not the best feeling that the American have, but you know what? It's okay. We got hope. We're going to still look toward the future, and we're going to keep on smiling, like I said before. We're going to keep smiling.
No doubt. That's it. We will. And thank you, love.
You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what? Thank you so much for all that you did. It was a tireless effort. I know we feel exhausted from, trying to encourage a lot of people to come on and do what we need to do to kind of make this country go into a different direction,
right,
move forward. But you know what? You did a lot of work. You kept encouraging, and it did not go amiss among the people that you was trying to reach out to. And we truly, truly, truly appreciate everything that you did to make sure that we can get the numbers that we needed. Even though we fell short, it's okay.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for those kind words.
God on our side. That's the main thing right there.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Thank you, love.
You're welcome. Have a blessed birthday.
All right. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Pastor. I'm going to get it for it.
Okay.
We got another call.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sunshine.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing just well, and I want to wish you a happy birthday and thank y'all for being on this morning and sharing some good information.
Yes, it is. And you know, Jeff, we fought a good fight, and we're not done fighting yet, because we're still going to continue to fight for this good fight that we have to fight now to make sure that we are treated the way we should be treated.
Yeah, and Sunshine?
I'm listening. Go right ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got a little delay here in the phone. Yeah, I just wanted to say, one, thank you for your efforts to educate people. Thank you for everything that you have done. And just to kind of piggyback off of something we talked about last night,
right.
Jamel was talking about all of the C3s and all of the community organizations that he has worked with. That work continues.
Right.
And we need to provide the grassroots solutions for those that are hurt most,
Mm-hmm.
And yes, when we fight, we win. And I'm not condoning violence or physical fighting, but we can fight in other ways,
Mm-hmm.
and we can continue to make progress. I don't want anybody to feel totally in despair.
Right.
We've got to support our grassroots community organizations.
Exactly.
And we've got to pull together because we can make sure we're not going back. It may be not the scenario that we anticipated,
Mm-hmm.
but we are strong, and we will be strong.
Yes.
And we will be okay.
Yes,
but I would like to encourage everybody to reach out to those who do not have a support system.
Yes.
And check on them today.
Mm-hmm.
Our roles as leaders is going to change. We're
Yes,
going to have to redirect our efforts, and that effort as leaders is to check on those that are going to be harmed, because we know people will be harmed.
That's right.
So we've got to shift our leadership role from maybe more of a political bent to a more social bent, and we're not going back, and we can do this. So thank you, and please, everybody that's watching, the sun came up this morning, sunshine's on this morning. We're going to have to reassess and readjust.
That's it.
But we will go forward. We are not going back.
That is so right, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, do you mind if I ask you a question?
You have a great day.
Wait, not somebody's asking you. Pastor Marcel want to ask you a question, Jeff.
Okay, I'll try to hear. I got the sound turned off on the TV.
Okay, or either Sonshine can ask you, what is our next step? What's our planning date? What's our moving forward date?
Could you hear that?
No, I couldn't. Do you mind
Well, the
repeating
question is, he said, what's our plan? What's our planning date? What are we planning to do to move forward?
Well,
I think I lost you again, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I'm here. We got a little bit of bad connection, but I think his question was, what is our plan, and how do we go forward?
Right.
And I think that's something that we don't have the answer to right this moment.
Right.
We need to reassess, as I said, but stay committed, and we will go forward. And we got to remember that there's a lot of folks who are going to be harmed, much more than some of us.
Mm-hmm.
And with our leadership roles comes a responsibility to do our work in a different way. How that exactly plans out, let's all stick together and figure that one out together as a community. But we will have a plan, and we are going forward.
I agree 100%, Jeff. I agree. Thank you so much.
All righty. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. And I got to tell you, just like yesterday, I mean, we're doing this whole process, and now he's one that's been out there knocking doors. Ringing the phone. I mean, early all day long. I mean, but I think if we mimic that,
right,
if we sit down, and I mean, we really got to sit down. I agree with you 100% about forget this a mad thing.
Right.
Come together. Let's see where we made our error.
Right.
Let's improve that and move forward so we can do better. Because whether we want to accept the fact or not, but we've got a challenge ahead of us.
Right.
There's some things that we've got to be prepared for and to have a way so that it won't affect as much as it is planned to affect.
Right.
And he did say something that was powerful there, that we need to go out and check on some others that it's going to affect more so. You know, and we got to get to that point. And Jeff, that was a great point that you made. But this is something that we've got to do.
So with that being said, a lot of people are afraid.
Yes.
What's next? Is my insulin going to go up?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with healthcare? Is my pre-existing condition now going to be changed? Because what if they change the Affordable Health Care, aka the Obamacare Act?
Right.
A lot of these things on their mind. You know, how am I want to retire next year. I want to retire. All these questions in there. But the encouragement I want to give you is that keep your plan. Keep hope alive.
Amen.
Don't believe that everything, because see, we have a master.
Yes, sir. Come on, talk about him.
Some people want a master.
Come on.
But we have a master.
We've got the master.
Okay? and he can change some hearts. Okay?
I'm telling you, he can.
And if you don't have a change of heart, you got to remember an old boy named Pharaoh.
Didn't he think it?
Who didn't want to change.
I
okay?
tell you.
But he saw things that he never saw before.
That's right.
Okay, so the deal is, you have to realize that sometimes you'll wake up in a dream and you know it's God.
Come on.
And see, the one thing, God will not fail his people.
Not at all.
Don't become suicidal. Don't become depressed.
Don't do it.
God will not fail his people.
That's
okay?
right.
And the deal is, you have to trust that fact. So that's just my sermon, my words of encouragement, that you have to trust. Don't sit there and put all these things on the scale and weigh yourself down. Okay?
That's right.
Because there's somehow, some way that all of this will work together for good. And we have to also remember that we're part of a club. But we know. We're part of that But We Know club. But we know all things are going to work together for good.
For those who what? That's
Love
right
God.
now. Come
Okay?
on.
So the deal is, you know, so people do want to get depressed. What's next? How am I going to have next? What's next is that you keep the same energy and you even get more involved. The best thing that can happen in a loss is that you really figure out why you lost, and you work harder and you push harder and you make some things happen really good.
Exactly.
Okay?
We got another call.
Go right ahead.
All righty. Good morning.
Sonshine, I did vote.
Okay.
This is Willie. I did vote, and I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. Just hold on. We're going to make this. We are going to get through this just as we know.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, then I'm going to let you go now. Okay,
all right.
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know something that, okay, they're calling us this morning.
Good deal.
I mean, but I'm sure a lot of people got a lot on their minds. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Clarissa. How are you?
I'm horrible. I'm terrible. I'm processing.
I understand. Well, I mean,
well,
what would you say to our viewers this morning? What would you say? Even though this is what has happened, we still got to hold our head up and get together and move forward.
Yeah, we do. I think that we as a people, we as a country, we really need to really look at some things and be honest and realistic and about what has happened and why. Because I just don't understand how we could choose someone that seems to be, well, surfacely seems to be so the opposite of what this country stands for. But then when you begin to look at the country historically, it is absolutely what the country stands for. So this is a hard one. It is a harsh reminder that the changes that we would like to make in this country, we have a huge fight.
Yes, we do.
This is we do. And here's the thing: we have to make a decision if we're up for the task or not. And just like Commissioner May said last night, and something I've heard my entire life. It's if you're in this fight for yourself, if you're in this for changes for you, then I'm going to tell each and every person that feels that way, get out of it now, because it's not about you. It is about your children's children. What we do, the work we're doing now, the benefits of it will not be felt by this generation.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay if I'm making it better for my grandchildren and my great-great-grandchildren. That's what life is about. I mean, we all want better for our children. And so this is how we do it.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, thank you, Clarissa, and we're going to get through this, and I know that we will, without a question. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
All righty. Everybody, I tell you what, I know we got calls on hold, so please hold on 1 second. We got to run and take a break, but we want to hear from you as well. There's something that just really crossed my thought process when we were sitting there, I was listening. You know, I want to revert back, Pastor, and we're going to touch this when we come back. But you remember slavery? Did we get through that?
We got through it.
Did we get through that?
We got through it. We got through it.
Did we get through it?
Remember what Mitch McConnell said after Obama ran in office? We're not going to let him do a thing. And they succeeded, and they did not have the majority. If you sit here and mope,
come on,
you're going to stay in a mope mode.
That's right.
And you're going to be defeated.
Come on.
Mitch McConnell said, we're not going to let him succeed.
Thank you.
And look at what happened. He had the Congress and he had the Senate.
Okay? Absolutely.
So we got to have that same mentality. What we want affordable health care. We want that price fix on that.
Yes, we
want
do.
grocery price to go down. If we're gonna make America great, it takes everybody.
Thank you.
Okay?
Not just somebody.
Just somebody.
All of us.
All of us. Okay?
We're gonna be right back with more Pastor. Please hold on for the callers. The phones are going like I want them to, because I want to hear from you today. We'll be right back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. It is midweek and we are motivating each other. You see, that's what we have to do. We got some callers that's been on hold, and we are giving a recap on what happened yesterday with election 2024. And I do want to hear from you as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Sunshine.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sunshine. This is Dee. I called to say happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for all you're doing for our community and our people.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, hey, Miss D. I just
And
figured out who this
it's time for a fruitcake. You know that?
Yes, ma'am.
Why you laughing? Just let me know it's ready.
All right, thank you, Miss D.
Okay, and you're doing a good job. Bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know what? Fruitcake. Let's talk about fruitcake.
That's what she always get me, a fruitcake, man.
You can't start making a fruitcake in December. So that lady knows what she's talking
She
about.
know what she's talking about.
You got to start early.
She bought me a fruitcake last year. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
See, my grandmother used to make them fruitcakes, and it would be so drunk by the time December comes. So that's what we have to do for elections.
We got to start early.
We got to start early. We can't wait
till
and
the
put all the
last
ingredients
minute.
together. We got to have it together and make
consistency.
Consistency to make it happen.
Consistency. And ladies and gentlemen, guys, please, what we're talking about today are things that we see right now that we have got to work on. And we're not going to wait till the last minute to get out there to start putting it out there. But we need to start that now and work together.
Work together.
And you know, I want us to learn to stop this too. Stop backbiting each other.
Stop it. And I got a parable from this preacher that says that he had asked this man to pray, this old man to pray. So he's old, he's seasoned, he's gonna pray right. He said, Lord, I don't like this flour. Lord, I don't like this lard. Lord, I don't even like the water. He said, but when you mix it all together, I love the way that biscuit come out. We're not gonna like each other, but we've got to be mixed together.
Yes.
And that hot biscuit is gonna taste good. The man said, I don't like buttermilk, but when I put it in there. Okay.
Best biscuit in the world.
And so you're so right. We've got to be honest to each other.
Exactly.
Because see, we were supposed to get some money to come down to get buses. I made the phone call to people. I said, listen, we're not going to get them. We're going to do the lady quicken. She said, don't worry. We got 2 vans. We got this. See, just be honest. And so the deal is, if we're going to be successful, we have to also be honest with
Exactly.
it. And then we also have to realize that if you are getting paid to do something,
do the job.
Do the job. Okay?
Do the job.
Do the job. Don't throw the flyers in the trash. Do the job. Okay? And that's what it takes. Because if we're going to be successful, that's what it's going to take. All these people talk about, I got a strategy. But you don't work it unless you with a team. Say, the deal is, but you want to stay I because you can't come and be the I in that team.
That's right.
Okay? But if your strategy is to help, then let's make it happen.
No.
Let's make it go. A girl came by the office. She said, I don't even know where I vote at. She said, so I'm just, no, you know. Give me your name. Give me your date of birth.
We'll find out.
Let's
That's
make it
right.
happen. She
Exactly.
said, well, you going to print that out for me? Yeah, I'm going to print it out for you. You got any questions? You sit over there and fill it out. You got any questions, come and talk to me.
Exactly.
So the deal is you can't say, oh, well, why you don't know? Why? We got to get over that.
Get over that.
There's a
part.
reason why they do not know.
I agree.
So,
we got another call. Let's see who we got this morning. Good morning.
Hello, Miss Sonshine.
Hello.
This is, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And I do know that, and I want you to know this. We're on a different page a lot of times. I call you about every day.
Okay.
And I love your show. And I know that I did vote for Donald Trump. I'm so thankful of that. But we still love you. We still want you to have a good day. I do love the people that you put on the show. And we may have differences, but we have to get along and get through everything.
That we do. And thank you so much. And I appreciate that because that's mimicking what we're talking about.
I know. Okay, and I thank you, and God bless you today.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. And you see, just not, but did you hear what he said, what I love? He said, we're on different platforms. But yet still he understands where we're coming from. All I'm saying to our people is this. Let's learn to come together.
Right.
Because you know there's a narrative that you hear in the street that we have that mentality.
Right.
Okay? Why can't we get over that?
Right. We got to get over it.
I want to find out what is it really that motivated that 25% of men.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that motivated the 25% is that gangster lifestyle. that they tried to compare what he was doing with Kodak Black and Kanye West to, oh, he's one of us. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Us, okay? Because the deal is, if your dad ain't got no money, he can't buy you out of no trouble. You can buy people out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ask OJ. All right. So anyway, so the deal is,
they ain't learned nothing from OJ.
Okay, you got to learn. You got to have some flow. So the deal is, you're not flowing with that type. You'll never be on that plateau. Never be on that lifestyle there. So another thing that I think that we missed out is you have to realize that a lot of African Americans are very conservative. The progressive have got to stop pushing things down our throat. Now, if my mother was alive, God bless her dead, and you tell her that she had to have an electric car, she freaking out. Oh, electric car, freaking out. Oh.
I understand.
So the deal is, but if you teach her, okay, slowly it's coming, but the car's going to, and you show them how the progression, how it's going to be at the full. But we so quick to like think, everybody should think like us, and we can't keep pushing those agendas. When we learn to talk to people and educate people, it helps us to understand.
Exactly.
So I hope that made sense. Is just like, the progressive, there's some new things coming down the line, but let's do it slowly. Let's not be so quick to say you got to do it.
And I think that this is something that we got to do every day. I mean, I'm talking every day because I say this often, Pastor, that there's something something new that I learned every day. But when you learn there's something new, learn to apply it and apply it for everybody, if you understand what I'm trying to say. This has happened. This may not have been what you wanted to happen, but there's no sense in walking around being sick. We have got to get out, as they would say, pull up your boots, pull them up by the bootstrap and keep on moving and make this work.
The deal, I challenge everybody to look at some young person or some older person and say, we're going to get you prepared to run for office.
Yes.
So when the slate come in, you come to the Democrat, you introduce yourself. You know how to poise yourself. You have a platform.
Right.
And they can't help but say, oh, let's look at that. Let's look at this one. You got a slate. But see, don't just sit around and say, oh. No, you got to have that tenacity and say, what am I going to do next to make the next generation, to make my... So I take my great-grandfather, for an example, Jonas Brown Estate, built his own neighborhood, built the house for all of his kids, named the street after all of them, all the above. Okay, his great-great-great-grandchildren are still living on that property today. Okay, now, did he do it in the best of time? Jim Crow, out of slavery, all this stuff, all that happened to him. But he had one thing, God was on his side.
Come on.
Okay?
Exactly.
And because God was on his side, he didn't get everything right away, the voting rights, all that other stuff. But now his great-great-grandchildren are getting it.
Are reaping the benefits.
But we got to get it. So slavery, when we take that, bounce back, we couldn't be held down to slavery. Okay? They set us free with no mule, no 40 acres, no nothing. But we figure out a way to make some things happen.
And that's exactly where we are today.
We got to figure out a way to make something happen.
That's exactly where we are today. And I want to encourage you, please, I do not want you to feel as if, oh, I'm so depressed. That depression is not going to move anything. We've got to be strong enough to get up to make a decision. Come together, number one. Come together and let's talk about it so we can make a plan that we can move together, that we can move together so that we can survive what's going to be put before us.
The funny part, and Commissioner may tell you this, right? So they had talked to me about getting people vaccinated. And so I said, science and faith goes together. Oh man, they tore me up on P&J, WER. They tore me up, okay? And so I said, watch this. So I went to the county commissioner. I said, if we're going to make America great, we must vaccinate. Jeffrey Garcia said, what do you say? I said, we're going to make America great. People started calling me. Should I take the vaccine? Yes. Till ABC picked up, I don't know if you ever saw it, but ABC picked up a clip. They had me on Nightline. They had me on David Mayer.
Come on.
I didn't ask for none of this, okay?
But God.
But see, somebody had to tell somebody on the opposite side that was hearing vaccine, like, hey, let's put our faith and science together.
Exactly, no doubt. And listen at this, faith work for everything, people. I'm telling you, don't let nobody tell you that. Now.
Okay.
Faith work for everything. We're going to talk more right here on Sunshine's Corner. The after effect of election 2024.
Welcome to Little John's Big and Tall, where tall men and big men go for style, fit, and comfort. We offer a wide variety of styles and unique brands. that service all sizes from large to 14X, as well as tall sizes from large tall to 6X tall. Our knowledgeable staff are here to make sure you have a stress-free experience and answer any of your questions. Little John's has been named Best of Pensacola and Best of the Bay for 4 years in a row. Visit Little John's at 5700 North Davis or visit us online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com.
It's time to find a health plan that can keep up with your life. A plan that makes getting care convenient, with doctors around the corner.
I can get used to that.
Plus, 24/7 access to care. Plans that keep more money in your pocket, with plan payments as low as $0.
$0. Looks good to me.
Let's find your health solution. Speak to a dedicated Florida Blue agent today. Call 1-850-393-7036 to learn more.
Some attorney ads are really over the top, within-your-face concepts. Not this one, because there's nothing exciting about bankruptcy law. But if you're struggling with credit card debt, medical bills, student loans, repossession, or mortgage payments, you'll want to hear this. Lewis & Jernevoy has helped thousands of people with financial problems for over 20 years. We may be able to help you achieve financial freedom, and that is exciting. Call Lewis & Jernevoy today for a free consultation.
Get your tickets now to EntreCon 2024. You'll learn how to turn your dreams of starting a business into a reality. Current business owners will learn the secrets to making your business more successful. With 31 speakers, you'll have access to a diverse range of experts, actionable strategies, and dynamic networking to help you with your path to greatness. EntreCon 2024 is November 13th and 14th at 3 locations in downtown Pensacola. Get your tickets at EntreConPensacola.com. That's EntreConPensacola.com.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. It is Wednesday, midweek motivation. I got this gum in my mouth. I shouldn't have had it in my mouth. That's what it was, okay? I'm trying to hold it to the side. But listen to this. I want to say to everybody, listen, we are talking a conversation now that we should be talking all the time. Not just because of the election didn't go the way we had anticipated that it would go, but there has to be something there. Why? What's the link that's missing that caused us not to get to the point where we thought?
All right, can I make people mad? You know,
I tell that people all the time.
So
this show,
you got so many professionals that want to be at the polling place and all of that turn young people off. I never see them gravitating and building a relationship with a young person. What you should do, and then let's stop that, okay? You can get mad at me all you want to.
Right.
You know, at Precinct 98, you're attacking people. You're not building a relationship with them.
Right.
So I want to say to people out there, get mad at me if you want to, but if we're going to win anything, we got to come together.
You got to.
And we got to stop attacking. And we missed out young people from 30 to 18. Why did we miss them out? Because we wait till the last to have a relationship with them. Start a relationship.
And keep that relationship building.
Keep that relationship going. And trust them. Trust them to do some things that you would not ordinarily do. I was telling somebody at 19 years old, my pastor elected me to be the head steward of the church, which is like the head dude. Because he saw something in me, okay?
Right.
So the deal is, I am not the answer, but I don't necessarily have to be out front, but I can take my young person and put them out there and make it. So you're right on a lot of things here. And, you know, I'm really glad that we're having this conversation because we want to heal the nation, but Escambia County needs to be healed.
Really?
Okay?
Yes, it does.
See, a lot of people don't realize Lumen's lot. If Lumen wouldn't have been in the place to understand gerrymandering and redistricting, we would have lost District 3.
That's right.
The last 2 people that gave us a single district thing is alive, and that's Clifford Stokes and Samuel Horton, okay?
Right.
But the deal is, you got to understand this local politics. But if we don't have somebody to help our black officials that's there that understand what gerrymandering, how to do the redistrict, how to keep all black district, it's a problem.
That's right.
And so the deal is, in Escambia County, when you wake up today, you should look in the mirror and say, what did I do? You should also look in the mirror and say, did I get paid, and did I work what I was supposed to work for the amount of money that I got?
Absolutely.
Did I share the money in a way that was conducive? You go tell the young people, go get a yard sign. Give me $10, $10. No. Raise that money and start paying it.
Exactly.
Because the deal is it's a turnoff when people don't understand what it takes to run these campaigns and how. And people get paid. they have to go through some type of training, and then they come back and they don't really take that training and put it in. So yes, the
there's
Scammy
nobody
County.
to call to really. What do you call it? The words I'm looking for. When you accept this and when you go through the training, there's nobody that's going to hold you accountable.
Right. We have so many board positions in the city of Pensacola that are unfilled. I've been sitting on the West Side CRA board for years because I can't get off because nobody. I try to get people to come and invite people to come to be a part of the West Side CRA or the East Side CRA or whatever CRA. It's where decisions are made, okay, that go to the mayor's desk. So why aren't you volunteering to be on these boards? And you don't have to have them at 3 o'clock for a meeting. Get on that board and say, I want this meeting to be at 5:30 so I can leave my job and be
come
here.
there.
You see what I'm saying? So, but we've got to really push that Sonshine here to say we have all these board vacancies. Why aren't you there? These are boards that make decisions and recommendations that goes to the mayor's office. It's a complete deal. The mayor looks at it. Either he's going to do it, the city councils, the legislative branch, to put together. We've got to have some type of understanding. We can't just keep going to the county commission board to fuss.
That's what they do.
We got to come down. We got to come down and say, everybody can't work at Navy Federal.
Okay.
What are you doing with economic development?
There you go.
And not be mad about it. That they say, well, you know what? Maybe we need to have a workshop. Maybe we're not attracting companies that are hire a male. African American male does not want to sit on the phone and hear somebody complain about their bill or whatever. You know, so we got to really, and all of that is under the politic package. When Troy and I drove to Tallahassee for 3 years working on Dozier Boys, don't you think that it was rosy?
Come on, I can
Because we had to hear
imagine.
those stories.
I can imagine.
What these boys went through.
I can imagine.
What the trusted doctor did to them.
Exactly.
Okay, but you know what? We kept pushing. We kept pushing. Out of 20 years, it took Troy 3 years to get them $20 million.
Come on.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? But you know, we didn't get it by not having some type of strategy, not listening. And then I found more young boys which had that are young that had been to Dozier and talked to them. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, Pastor, what we got to do when we're talking about the young people of what we must do, we've got to take them and mold them to be able to take these spots. You know what I'm saying? And there are people out there who want to work. But I want to reiterate the fact, because I keep hearing in my head that so many people with the conclusion of the election yesterday and locally what happened. So that should speak volumes to us.
Absolutely.
That should speak volumes that what we need to do so that we can get this thing corrected so that there can be change that you feel that's going to be benefited for our community.
Right.
And I mean, this is all I'm saying to everybody. Don't get upset because of the points of what we're saying today. These are things that I think that we need to be able to sit down and talk about. Just like even when Jeff called this morning, the things that we've got to do to sit there and talk about.
Right.
Are you willing to take constructive criticism?
Right.
There was an old guy that told me years ago when I was working my way through school. He said to me, he said, girl, let me tell you something. Now, everything I tell you, I see your face, you want to change. He said, but don't ever accept criticism as something bad.
Right.
Criticism is only going to help you.
Right.
That's going to be constructive criticism to get you to the next level.
Absolutely.
And I have not forgotten that all those years ago.
Right.
But when somebody tells you something that's beneficial for you, accept that and work with it. So what we've got to do now, I really want to be able to talk to some of these people and find out what is it that caused them to switch to the other side to vote to get what they feel that's going to be better for us.
Absolutely.
And I called that to anybody who's watching. If you know, if you are that person that voted, please reach out to me.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Right.
I want to see what it is that we've got to do so that we won't make that same mistake again.
And remember that male is not our enemy. That male has to get in our incubator so that we can learn and understand. People used to say, golly, you could really pray. Well, if you really never taught me how to pray. There was a guy that used to drink Don Collis wine. Used to cost about 95 cents a bottle back then. And by the time he was on his third one, he'd start praying. And I could mimic that prayer. Brother.
I bet he was praying
Yeah, look here like that. Well, it wasn't a sober Sunday school teacher that taught me how to pray. So, and I only say that is because somebody could teach us that might not be like us.
Exactly.
And like I said, those young men, those African Americans that voted for Donald Trump.
Right.
We do need to have a conversation.
I want to talk to you.
Yeah. What's the missing link? What did we miss? How did you feel left out of this equation of a lady who had an opportunity plan?
Of course, of course.
She didn't have no concepts.
No, she did not. I hear you. But you know, it's amazing to see, because I know that those persons who chose, and I'm not upset at you because of who you voted for,
right?
Because that's your God-given right. But I want to hear what it is that you saw that was different from what I comprehended. Right. You may be that younger person who's going to say this, but then we'll know then. Well, we've got to work together so that we can stay together to make this happen.
Right.
You know, and it's not a negative.
Right.
Although we are in the negative, but understand what we're saying. I strongly believe this with every bone that's in my body. The only way we get to a solution, to find out a problem, we have to be able to talk.
Right.
And if you're not willing to talk about it, then we're not going to get there.
We're not going to get there.
We'll never get there.
Right.
Don't get on the phone and say one thing and then get off the phone and say something else.
Right.
Don't come in front of me and say one thing before I turn my back, you saying something else.
True.
Let's talk about it.
And that's why I want to thank your sponsors for having this show.
Yes.
Because some people say, I learned something from you on Sonshine Corner, or I heard somebody on Sunshine. So I want to thank you for your format that you decided to do.
Yes.
And I also want to thank you for your format to talk to people that don't necessarily have the same agreement, because we're learning.
Exactly.
We're learning.
That's why you hear me say this every day with this show. We have a call, and I got 40 seconds left to talk. But this is what I say every day. You can have that uncomfortable conversation, because I'm not going to shut you out because you don't think the way that I do. Good morning.
Hey, Miss Sonshine, this is the same guy that called you a little while ago. I'm listening to y'all, and I think that the reason the black voters did vote, the younger black voters did vote for Trump, is because they want lower food costs, they want lower gas costs, they want the borders to be closed. And I think that's what I believe why some of the black voters, men, boys, young men, 18 and above, would vote for Donald Trump. And I know I was just listening to y'all, and maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit and ask him if he believes in that.
All right.
Thank you again, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. And we're going to touch that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, because I tell you what, we got 15 seconds.
Okay.
But everybody, I want to say thank you for tuning in today. Thank you, sir. We're going to continue this conversation tomorrow, but I'll leave it with you as I do every single day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Don't lose it. Know that I love you, my dear friends. If you keep God first in everything you do, I guarantee you, we're still going to be that success. Until 9 o'clock in the a.m., love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Thank you, Pastor Davis.
You're welcome.
All righty. Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.